Yo guys, and welcome to this video here covering the fifth and final matchup of the European Promo-Relegation tournament. This match here is between Endpoint and the Stonkers. This matchup will decide who is our 10th and final team in the RLCS 4 Season 10 and who will be dropping down into the rival series. Endpoint, obviously, they were in RLCS for Season 9, so they're looking to retain their place. Stonkers, they're looking to gain promotion into the RLCS here. Endpoint making their way through the lower bracket, obviously, after losing their first matchup. Stonkers, they went on in the top half of the bracket, but lost to Solari in that tight game where they sort of crumbled off at the end. But they've got another shot at gaining promotion here in this series, but it's Endpoint who are looking to start off here on the front foot, and it's the team making the run through the lower bracket that usually comes out on top in this series. Endpoint looking to continue that trend as they start off on the front foot here. Relating Wave putting this ball into the corner. The clear out is weak and has possession straight back to Endpoint in the attacking third. This ball coming all the way across over to Relating Wave at the back post, who puts this ball in here for Endpoint. A poor clear out to the side there by Zamwe, just giving up possession there, hitting it way too hard, unable to get back to his touch, and it's a great ball across there from Nachital, hitting it at an angle onto that back board, not rolling it round the wall, which takes the defenders out of the play, and it comes all the way across to Relating Wave at the back post, who's ready and waiting, and just slams that ball into the wide open net. Stonkers, they have been struggling on defense throughout this tournament. They concede another goal here. Endpoint then just play solid defense for the rest of this game one, the minute and 12 left, so they take game one and a 1-0 up in the series. We move into game two then here, and just 14 seconds in, Stonkers looking to respond and start off well in this game two. The ball popping out into the middle in front of the Endpoint net here as Stake looks to push towards this ball and put a shot on net. However, Relating Wave will get there first, and as Stake has dived in, that just leaves Tops on the backfield, because Zamwe here right in on our screens who are watching this play with has no boost to get back here. He does pick up that halfway and is able to come around here towards the net, but Relating Wave is already up for this ball, following up his long clear here and trying to challenge Tox for this ball, putting a shot on net there. Tox makes a good save, but it's weak and goes straight back up in the air, so Endpoint can come in and take control of this ball on the front foot now, and this ball just be launched towards net there as a demo comes out, and so that shot fired on net just goes past Stake, who was trying to rotate back on the goal line. It was good 50 there for Endpoint by Relating Wave. The demo from Virtuoso on Zamwe. We saw Virtuoso doing so many of these against Karen, and in their first series against Solari, they're working really effectively for this Endpoint team. And another one coming out here just leaves Stake trying to come back into net here, but he's unable to. The ball's at such a difficult angle. He's got to try not to score an own goal here. He's unable to do anything with it. It goes in at the far post. Endpoint continuing this momentum from game one. They're 1-0 up in game two. Not long after then, here and Stonkers looking to respond quickly as they're on offense. As you can see, they're in a good position here. This nice triangle, but it's very high up the field, so they are exposed to the counter. However, this play from Zamwe will bounce the ball off the back wall where it's coming out into the middle towards Stake. However, it looks as though Nachital will have a simple clear on this ball, but he just misses entirely there. Virtuoso trying to demo Stake, but he can't find him, so Stake then coming in backwards just hits this ball towards the net, half flips round and taps it in on the goal line. Chaos there on defense for Endpoint. A poor goal to give away from their point of view. Nachital should have this clear just easily down the field. Times this flip all wrong, misses entirely. Virtuoso trying to bail him out there, can't find the demo on Stake, so he just comes in a bit of a difficult position now, Stake, because he thought Nachtal would have the clear, so he's backwards. It's a great hit though, Relating Wave can't come out of a touch, just a little too eager there, driving forward as he maybe didn't think Stake was going to push this ball as he was backwards, but he could have just held back more. Relating Wave, Stake gets a good hit round him and then just comes in, taps that ball home into the net there, and Stonkers equalise. Straight in then off the kickoff here, and this ball bouncing perfectly into the midfield where Virtuoso picks it up, taking it up the sidewall. Both players miss there, and in comes Nachtal. His shot is high, but a follow-up from Virtuoso will go in. Endpoint responding immediately there to that goal from Stonkers. Each team responding well in this game so far after conceding a goal here. Virtuoso missing that ball on the wall entirely there, but it actually threw off Stake, so he missed as well. It bounced out into the mid for Nachtal to come in and have a free shot here. Zamwe was looking to get up and challenge from in behind and play that ball out to the side, but he couldn't find a touch. Perhaps he might have been better there rotating round in behind. That was probably the play he should have made, because by going for that ball, Stake also jumped as well, and it just left Tox on the backfield there in net, who had no chance of getting up for that ball. He's on extremely low boost of the kickoff there, and Virtuoso can just come in, get there above him, tap that ball into the empty net. A great response from Endpoint, and they restore their lead. Stonkers now looking to get back on offense here as Endpoint try and take it clear, but Stonkers are pressing them in as Nachtal tries to take this ball out of defense here, but Zamwe is on the wall ready to challenge, and he will get a good dunk on that play there. Relating Wave on the wall in a bad position to deal with this, only pops it up straight back to Zamwe, who gets a great touch in front of net, and in comes Tox to slam this ball home for the Stonkers. They equalise for a second time here. Nachtal perhaps should do better with this ball in this position. It's too easy to read the play he's going to make, so Zamwe just comes in, pressing aggressively, dunks on that hit there. Relating Wave should have just backflipped into that ball and played it back out into the corner. That might have given possession back to the Stonkers, but it was a less dangerous touch than making the one he does here, because it means the ball's going to bounce up and he can't jump off that lip. That's such a difficult position to be, because that lip where the wall meets the floor, you can't jump off it, so he's then stuck grounded. Virtuoso tries to come in and help him out, but he's too far back in net, way too slow to that ball, so Zamwe just has a free here. It's a great pop up into the middle off the back wall, and Tox just has the momentum coming in here over Relating Wave, can get there faster and slam this ball in, and Stonkers for a second time in this game to equalise. Just over 2 minutes in, and Stonkers with a long clear forward then here into the Endpoint back corner as they try and take the lead for the first time in this game too here. Tox in position to push towards this ball, can't come up with a touch as it bounces off the wall there out too far, but Nachtal getting to that ball just sends it long back downfield over the heads of all the Stonkers players. It's a great clear coming off the back wall, and the follow-up from Virtuoso, who puts this ball in here for Endpoint. Nachtal, this is a wonderful clear, beating Stake to this ball, who was coming in to put a shot on net. The miss from Tox didn't seem to really mean anything, and Stake looked like he was going to get there, but Nachtal just comes in. That's a great hit, catching Stonkers out, just pushed too far down the field there, not covering their back wall at all, as they thought they had some good offense going there, but Stake was too slow to that ball. It's a wonderful clear, and Virtuoso just coming in here. It's such a difficult ball for Zamwe to deal with here. He's on low boost, the ball's coming down off his own back wall. He's got to make sure not to score an own goal here and try and get that ball to the corner into safety. Virtuoso always going to jump for this ball here because he knows that, so it's highly likely that Zamwe will miss, and that's exactly what happens here. And Virtuoso just coming in, taps that ball into the empty net, and out of nothing, Endpoint hit Stonkers on the counter and restore their lead again. This game really beginning to open up now as both teams are more focused on offense than they are on defense, so goals are raining in here as this ball is popped up by Virtuoso. Tox looking to come in and take control, but Nachtal also there looking to push in. However, it is Tox that gets to that ball first, taps it around Nachtal off the wall, lands perfectly, flips into this ball, drops it down into the middle here, over to Zamway. It's a great pass. This shot just wide, but the follow-up from Stake goes in to the bottom corner there, and Stonkers for a third time equalise. As you can see there, the Endpoint focused on offense, trying to pen in this Stonkers team, applying high pressure, but it means if you dive into the challenges and you don't come out of a touch, you leave yourself exposed on the counter there. And that's exactly what happens in this situation. Nachtal dives in, doesn't come up with a touch, gets beaten too easily. Tox, this is a wonderful drop down pass over to Zamway. Virtuoso here on the backfield, probably expecting this shot actually to be on net, so it goes into a position he's not expecting, which is why he can't come up with a touch, but actually makes it an even better hit from Zamway because it throws off Virtuoso and means State can just come in here and tap this ball home and find the equaliser. Relating Wave can't get in front of that ball. It's a great counter-attacking goal, and Stonkers make it 3-3. Game 2 then here, going to overtime, so this could be an important game in this series here. Whoever takes this might gain a lot of momentum for the rest of this series here, as this long clear is picked up by Virtuoso in the midfield, who pop it over to the side wall, flip perfectly and land on the wall, getting a slight touch on this ball here before coming down, taking that boost, popping it into the middle, over to Relating Wave, who hits it off the back wall. Virtuoso up, drops it home there for Endpoint. They put this one in. It's a wonderful solo play by Virtuoso here. The catch in the midfield, popping it off the side wall, baiting in Zamway, who comes in diving at that ball. Should do much better, doesn't need to do that there, could just hold back or wait and cut off this pass here and try and open up a counter-attacking opportunity, but he dives in, leaves his teammate absolutely stranded on the backfield. It's a wonderful pass from Virtuoso over to Relating Wave, and Relating Wave, such a clever decision at this point. If he puts this ball on net, he gives Tox a very high chance of saving it, as he's not in the best position to shoot, but the hit off the back wall there means that Virtuoso can come in behind him. Good communication. Virtuoso would have told Relating Wave he has lots of boost to work with there, and that just leaves Tox stranded in net. Virtuoso can get up there, drop that ball in, out of the reach of any defenders. Poor play by Zamway to open up the space for Endpoint. Great play from Virtuoso and Relating Wave to capitalise. They get the winner in game 2 overtime and now have a 2-0 lead in the series. Now then, we're into game 3 and there's just under half the game left to go here, as Endpoint are in a good position in the series, 2-0 up, and just looking to keep this going, keep building the momentum here as they look to take this ball out of their own back corner here after getting a demo to open up the space for this transitional play. Relating Wave picks it up, lots of boost to work with, passes it over into the middle towards Virtuoso, who's inside his own half, just shoots this ball onto net into the top right hand corner there. A perfect shot from Virtuoso. It's a great infield pass from Relating Wave. Zamway there expecting a hit down the line, maybe looking to push forward. There's nobody in the midfield to challenge this ball. Zamway and Tox have just backed off. Stake is inside the Endpoint half. The demos created this space in the midfield there. That's why it's such a great play, because it opens up the option for transition from defense onto offense, and then this is just a wonderful shot by Virtuoso out of the reach of Tox into that top right hand corner. Nothing Zamway can do, just inch perfect placement, a great finish, and Endpoint strike first in game 3. Zamway now picking this ball up here on his own back wall with lots of boost to work with, trying to get his team into an offensive position to find an equaliser in this game. Free, carrying it through the air, downfield, goes over one player there in the middle, will get the flip reset, won't use it to the best of his advantage there, but that touch as he lands on the wall to take it away from Virtuoso is a great play. Virtuoso isn't ready for it, and he flips anyway, and that touch just drops it back over to State, which allows the offense to keep going here and stop the endpoint clear. State then bounces it off the back wall, and in comes Tox to slam this one home, gets Stonkers the equaliser here. Zamway just putting his team on his back when they were struggling to get out of defense and deal with this endpoint offensive pressure, just took it by himself, carried it all the way downfield over the head of Relating Wave in the middle of the pitch there, and then unlucky with that flip reset not coming off. But then this touch here is a great touch to take it away from the defender and keep the offense going. State, that's a great play, putting that ball just wide of the net there means defenders jump at it thinking that it's most likely going to go in, but it bounces into the middle towards his teammate, and Tox coming in just dunking on this ball here. Natchtown can't come up with a solid touch on that play as he jumped before the ball hit the wall, expecting the shot to be on net. Relating Wave having just arrived back in goal, nothing he can do. This ball's just slammed past him into that top right corner. A good finish there from Tox, and Stonkers equalise. 24 seconds left now, and a goal for either team would surely be the winner at this point, as Relating Wave looks to take this ball clear down the line, but State is in a good position here on the wall, ready to challenge, and Tox looking for a demo here on Natchtown to try and open up some space on the offensive side for the Stonkers, but there's 50 here between Stake and Relating Wave just popping out into the middle. Natchtown avoids that demo well, so he can come and collect this ball in here in the midfield, plays a wonderful pass over to Virtuoso. The shot on net saved, but a follow-up from Natchtown is in. Endpoint restore their lead, continuing this momentum here. It's a great play from them on the counter-attack, but Stonkers 24 seconds left there at the start of that play, and they're trying to be extremely aggressive. Tox going for a very high risk play with that demo. It doesn't come off, which leaves them exposed on defense, as Stake has also gone flying after that challenge, and then it means that Natchtown can come into the midfield, take control of this ball completely unchallenged here. No one anywhere near, just plays a wonderful pass over to Virtuoso, who's already waiting forward in a good position. His shot is well saved by Zamway, who was just left stranded on the backfield there all by himself, but it's hit so hard he can't get any decent power on the clear. It drops straight back into a dangerous area, and Natchtown coming in there, just a free shot, slams that ball home. Zamway nearly making a double save. That would have been absolutely incredible, but he couldn't find another touch to get it clear. Endpoint restore their lead, see it out till the end of this game 3, so they're now 3-0 up in the series. As we move into game 6 then, here the Stonkers looking to pull off a reverse sweep, which is an extreme rarity in this tournament here. Endpoint are just one game away from retaining their spot in the RLCS for Season 10, but Stonkers obviously not going to go down without a fight. Are going to look to try and change that here as they take control of this ball in their back corner here, unchallenged. Zamway carrying it down the field, goes under Natchtown, looking for the ground pinch, and he finds it, slamming that ball in there. Endpoint putting on tons of pressure throughout this game then here and previously in this series, but at this moment they just backed off. It was a poor decision. They allowed the Stonkers out of defense here, and Zamway just picks this ball up, carrying it all the way downfield. Nachtal makes the right decision to go for an early challenge, but it's a poor attempt here. Just gets beaten way too easily. Samway just letting that ball go under him, then getting the ground pinch as he's seen the last defender there on the back wall for Endpoint. The ground pinch is a great option. He's been doing really well on offense for the Stonkers throughout this tournament here, but they're relying on him too much. They need to change that, but they won't care at this point. They've got the lead in this game and so far throughout the series, the team that has got the lead has won the game, and Endpoint have been that team every single time so far. So Stonkers hoping that trend continues as they strike first in game 4. Relating Wave now looking to pick this ball up here in the midfield. 4-6 boost to work with, unchallenged as he'll pop this ball out into the middle over to Nachtal. The shot just high, but a follow-up will go in here just about for Endpoint. Immediately putting that pressure back on here in this game 4, looking to get that momentum back that they had going before. It's a great infield pass from Relating Wave over to Nachtal. The damage again from Virtuoso to open up space. These are so effective for this team. They need to keep them going. Nachtal putting this shot just high originally there. Virtuoso again looking for more bumps, but Nachtal coming in, just reads the bounce off the back wall, executes the double touch. It's nearly a wonderful goal line save there from Stake, who does extremely well to position his car behind the ball there and block that, but it unfortunately for him bounces straight in off the inside of the post there. Nothing the Stonkers can do about the demos. They have to be more careful and try and watch out for Virtuoso, but Endpoint with a good goal equalise. Not long after then, here in Stonkers again, just like earlier, looking to take this ball out of their own back corner here, but Endpoint this time not making the same mistake twice, putting the pressure on to make the clear worse than it would be here as Relating Wave looks to take this ball away from them on the side wall there. He pops it up towards the middle, gets back up to his touch, gets another great touch over Stake there into the middle. Nachtal then comes in, gets there first and slams this ball in at the near post. These two linking up nicely again here on offense for Endpoint. Zamway just not able to get this ball out of his own back corner there. Virtuoso going for that ball along with Relating Wave, but Relating Wave gets there first, gets back to his touch as well, takes Stake out of the game. So he's beaten 2 players there. Stonkers players just getting beaten too easily, and then it's a wonderful drop down pass over across to Nachtal, who gets there before Tox, who can't come across and block it in time. He gets a slight ghost touch, but it's not enough. Nachtal puts that one home, and Endpoint make it 2-1. Stonkers now, they have to find an equaliser in this game, for otherwise this series is over and they'll be back down into the rival series as they look to get out of defense here with this nice passing play over to Zamway, who will then try to carry this ball forward. He's well challenged, but the follow up here from Stake downfield towards the back wall. A wonderful play from Zamway, getting that bump on Relating Wave so he can't make the clear, and the ball will bounce down off the back wall, and Tox will come in here to slam this ball home for Stonkers. A great equaliser from them. They've adapted to the style that Endpoint were playing, high pressure and getting bumps and stuff. They're playing them at their own game. It's a wonderful passing play out of defense to transition onto offense, and then Zamway taking a leaf out of Virtuoso's book there and just bumping Relating Wave out of the play so he can't come up with this clear. Nachtal dive downfield to block Stake's hit, so that just leaves Virtuoso stranded in net there. Tox coming in, shoots this ball. Virtuoso tries to predict and block that shot, but there's nothing he can do. Tox just powers it past him and places it perfectly. Stonkers equalise. Game 4 then here, going to overtime, and Endpoint are just 1 goal away here from securing their spot in the RLCS for Season 10, but Stonkers are not going to let them have it easily. They're playing well with this new adapted style, applying lots of pressure here and penning this Endpoint team in. However, a demo has just come out on Tox there from an Endpoint player, which will open up some space to transition out of defense here. However, Zamaway fakes that challenge, lets Relating Wave flip past the ball there on no boost, so we can pick it back up on offense here, carrying it into the middle over towards Steak. Good challenge originally, but Steak gets up and puts in the rebound here for the Stonkers. It's great play by Samway. He's all that Stonkers really have on offense at the moment, but he's playing extremely well, so it's working in this game here. That's a great carry into the middle. Virtuoso does well to get in a challenge, but he can only drop it straight back out into the middle. Nachtal not in a position to go up there. He jumped at that first one as well. That's a poor mistake from him. Should have read the play better there. But Steak, ready and waiting for that touch, comes in, gets there first, slams this ball home, gets the winner for his team when they needed it the most here in Game 4. Stonkers stay alive in this series. It's 3-1 now. We move into Game 5 then here, and the Stonkers have to try and take something from that Game 4 win and build momentum from it here, as this ball is in the midfield now. Nachtal looking to challenge here with Tox, I believe that is for the Stonkers. They get a good 50, it pops up out over to Zamaway though here, who'll come in, play that pass over towards the attacker, and he drops it straight back down over to him, and Zamway will put this ball in here for the Stonkers. It's a wonderful play by Zamway. That ball popping up after the 50. Steak actually it was who took it with. Nachtal then continued on his way downfield, got the boost deal. Zamway most likely just putting that ball towards net, which is never a bad option if you don't have much else on. But Steak, it's a great play from him, realising he can get there before Relating Wave gets up right in front of him and drops that ball down. Relating Wave was getting up to make that clear, and that took him entirely out of the game. Zamway, seeing this option, comes in, putting home the rebound there, getting there before Virtuoso. It's a great 1-2 passing play, and it's good to see Steak now helping out Zamway on offense here. Stonkers get the first goal, which as we've seen has been so crucial. They're 1-0 up in Game 5. Tox now looking to take this ball out of defense here for the Stonkers. Endpoint still looking to play this same game here and put on the high pressure now as they try and position themselves to get in for this ball off of this clear by Tox, and Nachtal, I believe that was, who was going to go for this ball and take control of it there. Actually, Steak, I believe that is, just rotating back, ended up getting in his way there. So Nachtal couldn't get across to take this ball, and in comes Zamaway, who will just shoot this ball on net over Relating Wave, who was pushed too far downfield. The Stonkers unable get a great counter-attack goal. Endpoint, unable to deal with this. That bump there by Steak, he actually gets bumped by Nachtal, but it worked perfectly in his team's favour. Relating Wave was pushed up forward, playing this high pressure, expecting his teammate to come up with a touch, and once he doesn't, Zamway pounces on this loose ball in the midfield there. Relating Wave can't get back in time. That ball just shot too powerfully over his head. It's a great finish from Zamway, who showed great finishing ability throughout this entire tournament, and he's really showing it now when his team need it the most. Stonkers double their advantage. Stonkers now really beginning to pick up momentum here, and Endpoint need to find a way to stop this from happening. Otherwise, Stonkers could make this series very close again and maybe even tie things up in a couple games time. But Endpoint have lots of time to stop this and change things around here. However, Stonkers are on the attack again through Tox, who bounces this ball off the sidewall, pops up to himself, goes under the defender, and in comes Samuel to put this ball home. Stonkers get their third. It's a great touch by Tox originally to play it out to the sidewall. That player for Endpoint just diving in unnecessary there. If you do, you have to come up with a touch in those situations. And then Tox, that's a great first touch towards net to set him out on offense. Relating Wave, the only one back for Endpoint. Stake coming in, looking for the bump as well, can't find it, but because he goes for it, Relating Wave has to jump early, which means when he 50s it, he's in a worse position than he could be, and Tox just goes underneath him, takes the 50, it's bouncing on the goal line, but Zamwe is there to come in and put this ball home, and Stonkers make it 3-0. 33 seconds left now, and the Stonkers are really beginning to look dangerous here, because Tox, as we've seen in all three of these plays, is beginning to join in on this offense here, and it's working brilliantly well. Endpoint need to start to adapt, but as you can see, Stonkers here, they're in a great attacking position. This diagonal line, it's a wonderful drop down pass here over to Zamwe from Tox. The miss by the defender, the shot from Zamwe just goes in there. Stonkers get a fourth. Tox just pressing this ball in the corner, winning the 50, coming off the wall perfectly, dropping it into the mid. Relating Wave, the last man back again here for Endpoint, trying to cut out the pass, but he can't make it there in time. Endpoint just need to reset and regroup going into game 6 here, because they're slightly losing their rotation, struggling to deal with this Stonkers pressure. Zamwe, it's another great finish from him. Two defenders though for Endpoint right next to each other, almost shadowing each other. Poor play from them. Natchtown maybe could have done better on the goal line, but it was a difficult one. Stonkers though playing extremely well, make it 4-0. This game all but over then now. Zamwe looks to pick this ball up here and put in another one for the Stonkers. He drops it down into the middle. Tox misses his touch, but gets back to it, flicks it perfectly into that top right hand corner there for the Stonkers. They're just rubbing salt in the wounds of Endpoint at this point here. It's been an absolute domination in this game 5. Playing extremely well here, taking a lot of momentum from that game 4 win, which is what we wanted to see. It's a wonderful pass from Zamwe over to Tox. Tox misses that first touch, which in a better part of the game where it was closer or it was near the start, a player from Endpoint might have been in a position to pounce, looking to attack on that, but they're backed off at this point, low on boost. Zamwe there just going for bumps on the keeper in net. Relating Wave trying to get out and make a block, but he can't. The flick is inch perfect there. Natchtown would have had it had he not been bumped, so it's a great play by Zamwe to go for that bump. Natchtown so nearly gets there, but is unable to. Stonkers put in a 5th. It finishes 5-0 in game 5, so that makes it 3-2 now in the series. We move into game 6 then now, in Endpoint really needing to find a way to stop this Stonkers momentum, otherwise we might have an incredible comeback on our hands here in this series now, as Virtuoso looks to take this ball up the sidewall here for Endpoint. Stake already up and ready to challenge though, however he takes the 50 there with Stake. He gets the win. It's dropping down into the Stonkers back corner. Natchtown Tox ready to push this ball and take the 50, but then out of nowhere Virtuoso just comes dropping down, pinches it across the box, falls to Relating Wave. He can't force it in, but Natchtown he will. Endpoint get the lead here. It's great play by Virtuoso to win that 50 against Stake. That puts Stake out of the play, and then Tox and Natchtown just coming in for this 50, expecting to have it under their control, but Virtuoso just comes dropping out of the sky there, completely surprising everyone. Gets a great ground pinch on that ball, and it means the ball is no longer there. So Natchtown and Tox, they bump each other. Tox ends up accidentally hitting the ball and taking it away from Zamwe there, across the box over to Relating Wave, who 50s this ball. It looks like it's going to go in, but Natchtown does eventually force it in there into that top right hand corner. It's a scrappy goal for Endpoint, but they will take it. The first goal has been so crucial, and now we have to see how Stonkers respond, because it's 1-0 Endpoint in Game 6. The ball now is 15 around in the midfield here. Stonkers needing to try and get that offense back up again as they try and push for this equaliser, but Endpoint, they've adapted well. They're pushing up just as much as well to stop this offense, going for more 50s in the midfield. As you can see, their relating wave, I believe that is diving in at that one, gets a good 50 on it. It then pops out over to Nachtel. The Stonkers just back off there. That's a poor decision. They've left Nachtel space to come in and just take control of this ball unchallenged. He gets there before Stake, who realizes too late and tries to turn around and get a challenge. Nachtel just passes that ball over to Relating Wave, who puts this one on net here. It was Virtuoso, sorry. That's an incredible angled shot there. Virtuoso got that challenge in the midfield, but that's such a poor decision there by the Stonkers team to back off in this situation here. The ball's loose in the midfield. You need a goal. Somebody has to push that ball. They've left themselves exposed on the backfield there in a 2-on-2, and they've been punished by this incredible angled shot here from Virtuoso. That is fantastic. Absolutely nothing Tox can do. He can't be expecting that from there. I said Stonkers had to respond well in this one after coming behind, because the lead is always so important in a series like this, and as we've seen, it has been, and Endpoint have now doubled their advantage. Straight in off the kickoff then here after that goal, and Stonkers need to respond immediately if they're going to look to get back into this series here. But that kickoff 15 perfectly for Endpoint. Virtuoso takes control of it. It bounces off the corner. The shot from Virtuoso will go in. They put in the third here. It's been a great response from them after that heavy Game 5 loss, but they've just come out firing, wanting to see out this series and not let it go to Game 7. That's exactly what they've done. A kickoff goal here has definitely helped their cause. Nothing Stonkers can do about the kickoff, but that's a poor decision from Zamway there to go and take that boost. He's left Virtuoso a free shot there, and Virtuoso just incredible placement into that far corner to beat the defender in net and put it behind them. Endpoint make it 3-0. Almost straight away then here in this ball up in the middle. Loose State will get there first though and take it away from Nachtal, which will open up space on the offensive side for the Stonkers as they try and push to pull back this 3-goal deficit and send this game to a Game 7 here, although it may be difficult. This ball bouncing off the corner. Zamway taking the 50 with Virtuoso, popping it mid. The shot from Tox will go in. It's a great finish there. Nachtal diving in at that ball. Endpoint been doing that much better in this game, going for 50s but making sure they came out with a touch. Nachtal didn't there. It left his team exposed on the backfield. Zamway gets a great 50 with Virtuoso. The pop onto the wall makes Relating Wave turn out, but there's nothing you can do about this shot from Tox. It's just perfectly placed over his head. It's a great finish, however, unfortunately for the Stonkers, they are not able to pull this deficit back here, and Endpoint just play very solid defense and see out the rest of this game then here to take the game win and the series win. Another series with the Stonkers in that the first goal has meant so much to each game, and the Stonkers just can't find it enough. They've crumbled under the pressure again, and here they nearly made an incredible comeback in this one, but that game against Solari might have just disheartened them too much. It came so close so many times throughout the season in the rival series. They just crumbled at the end. They couldn't quite finish off and get the win against Solari, and they couldn't pull off this comeback here. They just let themselves get too far behind and they couldn't pull it off here. Endpoint, no, extremely well played, coming through the lower half of the bracket and retaining their spot in the RLCS for Season 10. So Stonkers back to the rival series for them, and now I'm sure they'll have another go next year. They're a very talented team and group of players here. Endpoint, though, they move on to RLCS along with Solari, so one newly promoted team from the promotion tournament coming up to the RLCS. And we've completed our 10 teams now, so we know who they will be, but extremely well to play to both teams in this series. Stonkers never gave up and gave it a good battle. Endpoint just experienced probably winning out in the end here. They take the series win 4-2. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Now obviously this is the final match of the European Rocket League Season 4 RLCS Season 9. I have thoroughly enjoyed making these videos, and I hope you have enjoyed all the content, and I thank you very much for all your support. I'm really looking forward to Season 10, and I'll see you guys then.